say to you, I cannot wait to see you. You are the treasure I've been waiting for. Do you know how much I really need you? I dey pray for the day when I can finally kiss you. You know, say every day I dey pray for you. Oh, in my heart today's a permanent place for you. That's why my heart it a beat like do get. Cause now you I choose, so I am fair, me I am fair. I sing for you wanna be like do get. Baby now you I go pick up, I am fair, me I am fair.
It's your boy again, Joel. Welcome back. How has it been? I know what is why we have been talking about summary comprehension, summary comprehension. Many of you are just saying, I can't write, I won't do this. Could that be the reason for why many of you have not submitted? Well, I still trust in you. I know the challenges many of us face during this COVID-19 pandemic period. I will believe that any moment from now, things will return to normalcy. Do you believe that? Let me hear you say, I. Yes. In our previous class in Ladies and Structure, we focused our attention on adjuncts, and we learned that adjuncts are an integral part of the sentence that provide the reader with information that is additional to what is contained in the subject, verb, object, and complement of a sentence. In other words, adjuncts are kinds of adverbs that give additional information to the verb. They modify the verbs. We have different categories of adjuncts, and we are taking one of the categories today. It is titled conjuncts. What are conjuncts? In a nutshell, conjuncts are supplements in a sentence. They are adjuncts that supplement a sentence with information connecting the sentence with previous parts of what has been discussed. So a conjunct will help to give information about what has been discussed. We are going to see various categories of conjuncts because there are various roles that they play. And that is why we say that conjuncts are also referred to as linking verbs, transition words. What does the word transition mean? Have you heard of it before? Transition, transition, three syllables, which is got from one word, transit, movement. So transition words are words that are used to move meaning from a particular clause or phrase or sentence or paragraph to another. To decipher this appropriately, let's pick the categories of conjuncts one after the other. The first we are going to work on is the category of addition. We have various conjuncts that are used in addition to add to what has been stated, to give additional information to what has been stated. Let me take this first one. Moreover, I can't pay $1,000,000 to rent that apartment. Moreover, the Essex Road is very bad. Just imagine. There are two key points because of the word moreover. One, the rent is too high. And two, what did you say? Oh, you tried. That's good. Two, the access road is very bad. These are the two things that are added. That is why we call them conjuncts. They cojoin. They cojoin. But in this case, it is giving additional information to make 2 points instead of one in the sentence. And they are family points, points that play the same role. I can't pay $1,000,000 to rent that apartment. Moreover, the access road is very bad. So when we use such expressions very well, our transition, our fluency in our writing, continuous writing and summary will be very, very superb. Let's take another example from addition. Let's use the word also. As a result of your good gestures to the school, you can visit us anytime. Also, you are allowed to see your son. Two good invitations have been given to the man here. What are they? You visit us anytime, and also you can see your son anytime you visit. Others don't have this privilege. They visit only on parent visiting day and they see their word only that day. But this man can come anytime, and at that same time he can choose to see his son. Do you see the addition we are talking about here? So we have a lot of words in this category of addition, like furthermore, in addition, what is more. So we should try on our own to use each of these in sentences of our choice. Even when we speak with our peers, our friends, our neighbors at home, we use these words. Remember, the best way to learn a language is to speak the language. We move to the second category of conjuncts, that is the words for opposition. To show opposition means you are giving a statement that is speaking against another statement in the same sentence, in the same paragraph, on the same passage. Look at this example. Todimu is a nice student. However, there is something about her I do not like. How then is she nice? If there is something about her I do not like. So you can see that there is something about her I do not like is in opposition to what? Being a nice student. So when we use opposition transitions, we should learn how to use them very well so as not to misconstrue what is to be done. Let's pick another example on this category. We are using nevertheless at this time. Mercy was very tired when she returned from the school. Nevertheless, she went on with her homework. Someone that is tired, will she work? Certainly not. But in this category, the subject is very tired, yet she went on working. You can see the opposition. So when we use our conjuncts very well, we will be happy because we know what we are doing. Apart from the addition and opposition we have spoken about, we have another form of conjunct called reinforcing conjuncts. Here we have words like besides, anyway, after, raw. Yeah, we have besides, anyway, after all, and so many others in this category. Let's use besides. Do not throw stones at pets. Besides, that's my dog. Imagine you visit my house and you are throwing stones at the dogs you see and other pets. And being your coach, I would just a kind of caution you. Hey, stop throwing stones at pets. Besides, that is my dog. What will come to your mind? Ah, I'm throwing stones at Mr. Joel's dog. He could punish me. So I have reinforced what I have stated, giving you additional reason for why you should not even do it at all. Is that understood? Let's use another one anyway. Mr. Joel encouraged us to submit our response to tasks, but we didn't anyway. Just imagine, you were asked to submit and you say you didn't, saying anyway, anyway is reinforcing your didn't. We did it anyway. And at that point in time, I think I should correct a trend that is going on in Lagos and Nigeria at large among the learners. They will say anyways, even in movies you hear, in the news media you hear anyways. Please, what does it mean? What part of speech is it? Anyways, and with you anyways, you can go on anyways. What does it mean? What part of speech is it? Which of the classes of words does it belong? Please, we should not just use words because we hear others with respect using them. Let us research such words. That word as we speak, Anyways, is not yet in the English dictionary. Therefore, it is a slang. Do not try to use it. It is dangerous. We have worked on opposition, addition, reinforcing. We'll proceed to the other aspect called explaining. Under explaining, we use these conjuncts to explain what has been stated. The example of these conjuncts we have, for example, in other words, that is to say, let's say, for example, remember that you can apply two methods, for example, formal and informal. A student approaches you as a senior to say and ask, Senior, how do we write semi-formal letter? After teaching the person, you say, oh, remember, you can apply two methods. As an example now, you are giving an example of the two methods, formal method and informal method. Collaborate them to write a semi-formal letter. Is it difficult? Certainly not. Let's use another form of the explaining conjuncts. Let's use in other words. What I will still tell you, I use it in other words to re-emphasize, to explain. Stay away from people that do not contribute to your well-being. In other words, choose your associates wisely. Do you see explaining? We are explaining that people that do not contribute to your well-being are no good associates. You should look for other ways to use in other words and see how good you can be when using these conjuncts. That's to say, it's another category type I've said under reinforcing. Let's visit the one of listing. We have a conjunct that help us to list. This listing has several conjuncts in the list. Among them, but not limited to, are first, first of all, next, finally. Let's take the first one. There are many approaches you can take. First, meet with him in person. There are many approaches you can take. First, meet with him in person. Did you hear me say firstly? Secondly, we are listing. When we are listing, we don't say firstly. If you have 5 items, 7 items to list, what will you say? Firstly, secondly, thirdly, fourthly, fifthly, sixthly, seventhly. Uh, uh, what is happening? So we do not use firstly when we are listing as a conjunct. We use first, second, third. Sadly, even some teachers of English language use firstly when they are listing. Not to talk of other teachers that didn't study the language, English. So let us be careful. That we respect someone doesn't mean that we should continue using what the person uses in English language. We should research and find out from those who are master of that language and use it the way they've taught us or the way they use it in their day-to-day communication. We are picking only this example in this category. Remember, I told you we have second, the way we use first, the same way we use second, the same way we go to third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th. Remember, in your mathematics, your teacher might have taught you ordinal numbers and cardinal numbers. When you are ordering, that's listing, right? We use these expressions to list. We can also use finally. In conclusion, you are listing. Is that not so? Yes. The next one is the conjunct that indicates results. We have a lot in this category too. For example, we have therefore, consequently, as a result, but let's pick only one. I'm your teacher, therefore you are obliged to obey me. Why should you obey me? Because I'm your teacher. So you can see the results of your obedience to me now. You can see the reason for why it is. So we use such expression to show or indicate results. Finally, I'm using listing now as a conjunct, right? Good. Finally, we'll go to the last one to let you know at this stage of education, conjuncts that indicate time of action, indicating time. We have many here. Just then, meanwhile, later, in the meantime, modus operandi. Let's pick an example in this category. The example we are going to pick is just then. I started exactly 6 p.m. Just then, my friend came in and we drove out for pleasure. I don't know what I even started, but I know my friend came in and we drove out for pleasure. In this situation, you can see that it shows the exact time. That exact time I started, my friend came. So what I was doing, did I continue with it? You know the answer. All of us do have these challenges as we go about our day-to-day activities. So far, so good. What have we discussed? We have discussed that we have different categories of conjuncts, and that conjuncts are kinds of adjuncts, and adjuncts are adverbs. Adverbs give additional information to verbs, and among them we have the conjuncts. Conjuncts are transition words. They are used to link idea from one sentence, phrase, clause, or paragraph with another. And when we use these, we will be able to differentiate the function of each of these. We've talked about addition, opposition, reinforcing, explaining, listing. Which one do you remember? Indicating results, excellent, excellent. And the one seen on your screen is indicated time. So we have worked all these. I want you, if possible, to play this slide again and again and again, and you will be able to attempt the task that Aisha has sent to you through the PDF documents that we have in file for you. So try as much as you can to be your best at what you do. Let your sentences be a reflection of what you have studied. Do not imitate what people say because you respect them, because you are their fans, but rather research every word you come in contact with, and you will be good at what you say. I want you to ponder over this, and till we meet again in our next class, try to be the best that you can be. Remember, regular hand washing is a necessity now. Use sanitizer as often as you can to stay away from germs. Until we see again, highly favored. Enjoy the running part of the music.
Every day I pray for you. Oh, in my heart today is a permanent place for you. That's why my heart is a beat like do. Cause now you I choose, so I am fair, me I no fair. I sing for you, wanna be like do. Baby, now you I go pick up, I am fair, me I no fair. But there we go. See, I may not give the world to you, but I'll give you what I have. Oh baby, oh, you are my angel, oh. Kodurole, femi, oh. Shabby, you don't say every day I dey pray for you. Oh, in my heart, oh, there's a permanent place for you. That's why my heart is a beat like do. Cause now you I choose, so I am fair, me I no fair. I sing for you, wanna be like do. Baby, now you I go pick up, I am fair, me I no fair. Only for you it be like oh. I sing for you, my baby, oh. Do